important society justice cause. Okay, this is a report from Crosswalk, which is another Christian site I post on here that I follow on here. This is Christian End Times News. Okay, Christian End Times News. Let's check it out. This is interesting. I think this would be kind of interesting. It says it pops up here real quickly. Okay, here we go. Charlotte Pence. Okay, let's see what it says here. Charlotte Pence, the daughter of Vice President Mike Pence, spoke out on abortion, exhorting millennials to recognize that the fervor surroundings of social justice needs to extend to fighting the promotion of abortion, identifying abortion as an oppression in its barest form, according to the Christian Post. And unborn and others affected by abortion are the marginalized members of our society, she writes, quote, whose voices are not hearing because their future has been decided for them. A graduate student at Harvard Divinity School, Charlotte Pence, wrote on a Tuesday editorial in the Washington Times that her generation must concern itself with the protection of the rights of the unborn. If millennials are to justly apply their social justice causes according to a state or doctrine, I can't pronounce that. Anyway, she quotes here that if our generation is in concern with the disenfranchised of marginalized oppression and the outside of unborn child, it's all of these descriptions. Abortion should be acknowledged as oppression in its barest form and ostracized weaker members of the society who places particular burden on minority communities. Okay. She referenced studies revealing that the disappropriate percentage of abortion that occur in minority communities, such as the American Journal of Public Health, which showed that while women had the newest abortion rate, but black women were overrepresented among the abortion patients and had the highest abortion rate. Pence compared the pro-life cause of the abolition of slavery. Abolitionists worked to abolish slavery and give the meaning to each individual life, rather seeing a person as dispensable property. So it goes. She's just saying, I guess. Well, it sounds like she's the daughter of a Christian man who really should have been the president to begin with, to be honest with you. But again, getting back to what I've said before, though, President Trump is really working hard to, be a better president and recognize America as the free state it is. And he's working very hard. And people don't understand that we need to secure our borders. There's no doubt about it. You're listening to the Gary Russen program, and this is the Saturday Extra, and we're getting close to about 15 minutes before the hour of 5 o'clock Central Daylight Time. And again, it looks like Ben is not making it to the show again, which I had this gut feeling that was going to happen. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a break here, and I'm going to, hey, Caramel, Ed, do you have time? Would you like to get on with me in this last hour? Maybe call the show. Ben didn't get on, I get from Pittsburgh. I was wondering if you could like to be on for just a little while. He says abortion provides aim for minority communities and that fulfill the original goal of Margaret Stanger, the elimination of minorities and the desirable weeds of humanity. So, yeah. So that would be by all means. I'm just setting up the grill. Okay, you're going to make up some chow. Oh, I understand. It was just again, my guest backed out again. I don't know. I think that I'm going to make this the last time we make arrangements to go on the air. It's going to have to be up to him, because I have done 2 or 3 shows now in a row. I would say since February. One was like 3 emergencies, and he just got another job apparently. So I really don't think he's going to be available now. He's a follower of me on here on Spreaker. And I'm going to send him a message saying, why don't you do this? Why don't you record? I think he ought to do a 15-minute commentary or something maybe, because this guy knows his stuff too. And I think it would be really great if we could do some kind of a recorded interview, or do it that way, because we're just not getting anywhere on a Saturday afternoon, because I have done 4 shows now, and he hasn't been able to be on. And I'm not going to promote any more shows around him as being guest on here if we're going to have this every time. So I'm thinking maybe perhaps what I'd like to do is just leave it up to him at this point. If he can be on, fantastic. Let's set a time. But other than that, it's just not working out. I've been blown off 4 times now, and next Saturday I'm doing an oldie show. Next Saturday at this time I'll be doing the top 20 hits of this week, of the week of March 24th, 1972, and I'm doing my oldies weekend. So that's it. Saturday Extra is going away for a while. Won't be doing any more Saturday Extras. I'm planning on taking about a week or so off after that, sometime after this anyway. Because I just need a little break. Seriously, I've been kind of where I'm frustrated because my schedule's not working out. I have too many radio shows, and I need to shrimp them off. I've already canceled the Best of the Gary Russen program. That's not going to air no more because I just don't have time. And a lot of my other shows are all music shows that are freestyle, and this program, I just can't do it anymore. As far as that's concerned, I'm narrowing it down to at least 10 shows. I'm backing off because I'm just not getting anywhere. I have too many shows on here. I've already said that at the beginning of the show. One of the ones I am going to hold on to are all my music shows, and including Up and Coming, which is a all emerging show, and of course all my other shows are all going to stay, but I've got to get rid of a few that I just don't have time for because they're high contented. And that included the Best of the Gary Russen program. I just don't have time. I've tried. I've done many of them, but I just can't do it anymore. I just got to cut down. So I'm slicing my shows down, and my Best of Retro show is definitely going to go off the air because I just don't have time for it anymore. I might do a year-end review, but other than that, I just can't. Some shows just got to go. There's just no doubt about it. I can't do 23 shows. I just can't anymore. You're listening to the Gary Russen program on GJRB Online here on Spreaker across America. I'm glad you could be with me, and we got a lot of really good stuff coming up. And we're going to take a break and play some music. Thought we'd just kind of throw in something here real quick and see what's happening around the internet, the more social sites, and see what's happening across the way here. You're listening to the Gary Russen program, GJRB Online on Spreaker. And let's see, I'm going to throw in a song. And and take another break here. So I'm going to I'm going to go into my regular bumper music, because I've got a lot of those I need to sift through that are really good songs for our regular playlist, and do that. And let's see. Let me see here. I know what I'll do. I'm going to go into my regular playlist, the main GJRB playlist, the middle of the road format, and throw in something here, and just play something. We got some new artists that I play quite a bit here on GJRB Online. Got a bunch of them. I hope you enjoy it. One of them is an artist by the name of Rusty Stratton. Now, I had co-wrote a song with my good friend Gary Unger. He's another Gary. And he is a fabulous. We wrote a song together, and a long time ago, and he has a bunch of really good songs. This is another one. This is called. I've been playing this for a while. Together with Our Heartfelt Love. This is Rusty Stratton on GJRB. Yeah, well, I had that open with the mic open again, and you know, when I do that, I forget to turn off the microphone, and I get an echo. So you're hearing that song as an echo. Nothing I can do about it now, but whatever the case. You're listening to the Gary Russen program, Saturday Extra on GJRB Online, and glad you could be with me this afternoon, even though, like I said before, my guest backed out on me again, so I am not going to have another show next week. No Gary Russen program, Saturday Extra next week. We're going to go into the oldies weekend next weekend. 50s, 60s, 70s rock and roll, and it's going to have to be totally up to him as to when he wants to be on, because I'm not making a show around him again to have him back out on me. I'm through with that. There definitely is not going to be any more Saturday Extras for a while. Definitely, and I'm planning on taking a little bit of a break. other than if I'm going to do a Gary Russen program, I'm thinking I'm going to be on the air with a Gary Russen program on Tuesday, and that's pretty much going to be another freestyle show. And then I'm going to go on, and then I'm going to do the oldies weekend next weekend, and I'm going to take a hiatus until April. So I'm going to try and boost up. I got a few shows that I'm working on right now. One is my oldie, one is another oldie show, but I'm working on Music and Memories, which is another nostalgic music show featuring the Great American Songbook, which I've been idea for some time, and doing some Bible study so I can maybe do some preaching of the word, so to speak. Just try to, really. And a few other things I want to do. So, and I'm working on radio, television, and movie classics. Another episode of Way Out There, which is going to be on in the evening. It's kind of a lead into Dave Scott's Spaced Out Radio. So I'm going to be doing something like that. It's going to be evening broadcast. And then I've got some more jazz programming coming up. As I'm trying to get the program schedule lined up. So here we go. Ed Delgado is calling the program. And let's see, as soon as it starts to pop in here. And we should be getting it real soon here. Okay, hello. You're on the air. Ed?
Brother.
How you doing?
Brother Gary.
Yeah, how you doing?
I am doing well. Let me do something real quick because I'm... All right, there we go.
Yeah, it sounded better. It sounded like you were underwater there for like a second.
Well, I had the speaker app playing in the background. So
okay.
It's like I'm getting feedback on there. So it's like, yeah, you should listen to people when they tell you, if you're calling in, turn your radios down or off.
Yes. One of the lines I've always wanted to say, turn your radio down, yeah.
There you go. Here I am. See, I try to be helpful.
Well, I was in the verge of frustration here. I had this guy, he's from Pittsburgh. He's a friend of mine who listens to the program, and his name is Ben Oceman Osan. He's been on my Spreaker. I think I had referred him to your show to listen to it, and a few other times. He's been off on Saturday, and he wants to be on. I'm not saying he had a lot of emergencies over the past several weeks with his car. He had a new job, various things like that. So I'm going, week after week, I plan a show around him, and I do it on Saturday because that's his day off, kind of. And it seems like I've been blown off for the past 4 weeks. Not counting some of the weeks that I just had music shows because I've given up. Next week I'm doing an oldie show. I'm done with the Saturday extras. I'm done. I'm not going to do it until he's on his time. There's all there is to it. I can't plan a show and have him, excel on me so many times. It's crazy.
Well, and that's the hard part, because you don't want to bear any ill will, but at the same time,
I'm not bearing ill will. I'm just kind of frustrated.
No, I wasn't implying that you were, but just from the frustration and everything, but at the same time, you got to maintain, what you have. It's like with anything else that we do. When you plan something out, you try to stick to it as close as possible. Even with the understanding that unforeseen things do happen. So, yeah, I can certainly understand that.
Now, and it had to be, but, so I'm beginning the show. Ocho Stinkos Cortez brings down Christians because she says, what good does prayer do?
If you think about the irony of this, okay, now I'll say this, and if I offend anybody, I'm not sorry. It's just the way I see it. I'm not a fan of Muslims, and their doctrine. When you look into it, it doesn't really preach a lot of good things.
No,
let's just bottom line that. However, let's look at just the facts of what they were doing, doctrine aside. They were in a house of worship. They were praying. So the irony is completely lost on this ditz, who, wants to go on. And then, did you hear how she tried to double back?
Yeah.
She said this was more aimed at the NRA.
Mm-hmm. Of course.
And social media went nuts because even lefties were like, yeah, but we don't have the NRA here in New Zealand.
That's
that
right.
Exist.
It's a different country, duh.
And I was like, my God. Not only that, but the thing that kills me about this woman, and there's a 23-minute podcast out there, or it's a YouTube video, and it's circulating around, but it was first recommended to me by another speaker listener, AKCOG, and he sent it to me. And basically, the guy's name is Mr. Reagan. He breaks down how Alexandria here is nothing more than an actress. She's a puppet.
Yeah.
Not even a good puppet. Not like the Muppets. She's more like a stock puppet. Who clearly has no shame.
No.
And the irony of this all is that this woman supposedly has a degree in economics. You wouldn't think it listening to this woman speak. It's incredible.
Yeah.
I mean, it reminds me of the movie Idiocracy.
Which I don't think I've ever seen that. But what is that? Where was that? I've never heard of that movie.
Right. It has Dax Shepard and not Steve Carell. It's I can't remember exactly whom, but I know Dax Shepard's in there. So basically, you have a guy who's a slacker, and he's in the Army, and he's just happy. The Army's model, at the time was be all that you can be. And his whole thing was, hey, I'm perfectly fine right where I'm at. And one of his drill instructors is like, lead, follow, or get out the way. His response is, I'm fine. I'll get out of the way. Drill instructor or the sergeant looks at him like, hey, that was meant to shame you into leading. And this guy's just like a complete slacker. Not really the smartest guy out there. Well, him and this prostitute who just happened to answer an ad for an experiment were cryogenically frozen, and it was supposed to be only for like a year. It ended up being 1,000 years into the future.
Wow.
So they wake up 1,000 years into the future, and what they find is that the dumbest amongst us are now in charge of, the world.
Oh, man.
And, so basically, it's like a reality TV show gone wrong. Everybody just slacking. Nobody really wants to do anything. Terry Crews, the actor, he plays the president, and it's freaking hilarious because it's like a rock concert when he's making an address. It's ridiculous. And the premise of it basically is that people with higher degrees of education tend to have smaller families, while the lower educated amongst us have many, many kids and keep having many, many kids, and therefore spreading their stupidity because they don't have enough time to actually take care of and mentor and help shape the kids that they do have. Well, eventually those people end up taking over, and it like I said, the movie itself is freaking hilarious. But when you look at the fact that it was being like over 10 years ago, it's like, wait a minute, this is supposed to be a comedy, not a blueprint for 2019.
Wow. I had to check that out. Kind of like, they had this one guy, he claims to, his name is Noah, claims to be from the year 2023. And, he's been on YouTube. He apparently took a lie detector test and passed it, and his whole bit about it's mind blowing. But I forgot they asked some of his questions, and they said that Trump had a second term, stuff like that. Yeah. Interesting. I mean, but this stuff could be made up. I mean, seriously, but it's interesting to listen to.
Well, you're right. A lot of it can be made up because, honestly, he's got a 50-50 shot of being right here come 2020.
Yeah.
either he is or he isn't going to get reelected. There's kind of no in between. It's not like being, sort of pregnant. You either are or you aren't. But it would be interesting to see, some of the other stuff. How much of it, did he call right? How much insider knowledge does he have that the average person wouldn't have for, major events? That would be the telling thing.
Yeah.
Information that wasn't released to the public and that only, say, those close to the source would know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've heard of this guy.
In fact, I think he was on the Coast to Coast with George Norrie, come to think of it. Or they talked about him. So it's been fascinating.
Yes,
so
definitely.
What are you popping on the grill today? It's absolutely fat. What's the weather like up by you?
Surprisingly, it is like 36, 37 degrees here in Wisconsin. And I'm actually sitting outside with a light jacket. There are puddles all over the place. The snow that you guys got, we got it as well, because these snow systems that we've had over the last 2 months have been ridiculous.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of areas that are, just horrible, horrible flooding. But we're fortunate. We didn't have anything like that happen to us here.
Wow.
But a lot of this stuff is melting away, and
our snow's gone too. Our ground's saturated, but we're expecting temperatures in the upper 40s and upper 50s next week. So
yes, yep, same here. So I'm loving it, but at the same time dreading it, because obviously you're going to have a lot of roads that are going to be out. People are going to have problems with flooding. So there's a negative to it.
I just did weather on my weather on the 5 segment, and sometimes what I'll do is I'll carry the Weather Nation, and they were showing pictures in Nebraska, and they're sandbagging, and it looks pretty bad. And there's one Iowa city, I think, that really got flooded. It's the whole street looks like a river. It's pretty bad.
Yeah, there's a city just north of Milwaukee, about an hour, called Fond du Lac, and there are people there where their basement water is like all the way up to their chest.
Wow.
And this is kind of reminiscent for us. Back in August, September, we had just torrential rains out here. So a lot of this is kind of like a double whammy for a lot of folks.
Yeah. Because
the snowfall that we got was actually record-breaking for the month of February. Enough so where a lot of schools were closed down. Normally they build in snow days for kids. Well, these kids used them all up the first few weeks, so now they had to expand the school year actually a day or two just to get the time right.
They have to get everything in, because a lot of kids, I'm sure, are going to be going through almost into the summer. We had that one year when I was going to school. We had to we're now to like almost mid-June. And they kind of cut our summer up. It was kind of a bummer. I remember that year. 77, I believe it was. We had it bad in Pittsburgh.
But I tell you, though, I think that the whole area, the whole region, when you think about the entire Midwest area, if you look around, you can see that, this summer is going to be a beautiful summer. It's going to be a great summer for a lot of people. I think it's kind of like a pressure cooker just ready to pop. Because everyone's been cooped up inside. Everybody's been people want to get out.
Yeah.
Whether it's to the beach or their backyard. My wife and I were outside here today, and I'm actually getting excited for yard work, if you can believe that.
Wow. Yeah.
She's like, no, I'm not going to stop you. No, okay, cool, thank you.
Cool, yeah. Yeah, well, we don't really because where I live is apartment complexes, so really, maintenance takes care of a lot of stuff. So, but yeah, I just walk around outside or sit outside a little bit, because when you have cabin fever and you get frustrated because storm after storm after storm after storm, and it doesn't quit. Yeah,
Well, yeah. And I think that's kind of one of the, if we look at that too, and I was, again, talking to my wife the other day, it really helps us stop and take stock of things and just listen.
Yeah.
You know, not just listen to the sounds around you, but listen to that little voice inside you that, because you get so busy on a day-to-day basis, that you tend to drown out. Just stop and listen, and you'll find yourself on a path you didn't realize that you needed to be on. You know, you'll start appreciating things a little bit more. And I got to give credit. To Brother Mike Myers there, because knowing him for about a little more than a year now, he's definitely helped me on that particular journey.
Yeah,
you know, just kind of recognize things and just see it for what it is and appreciate things, so that way you can go onto the path you're supposed to be on.
Yeah. Something that I work on, because I get kind of I get frustrated a lot of times. I was telling you before, I don't know if you heard before you called, I have to sit down and literally shuffle and say, some shows have got to go. I have too many. I just have too many. Definitely some are going to go, because I just don't have time.
You were like 23 shows, and I'm like, whoa, 23. And here I was thinking I was overstating it when I said 15. I was like, wow.
Yeah, it's time to chop. It really is. One of them was my best of show. I just don't know point in having the best of the Gary Russen program, quite frankly. And that means a lot of my promos are going to go off that I had. So it'll probably go away, probably come back. Because I got one show I'm going to come back, and that's the up and coming, and that's an emerging artist show, pretty much all new music. But all the rest of them, some of the nostalgic programs I want to hold on to, because I just like to do those. But, some of the other ones I just got to say goodbye to. I just don't have time for them all.
Well, maybe, and it was like with this particular show, the Saturday show that you do, I know you were looking to cut that one. I actually got a couple ideas for you on that. I mean, we could talk about it offline if you want, later on. But I think what you got going on here is actually a really great thing that has great potential.
Yeah.
So just got to give you ideas. Brother Nathan, what's up? And my son. What's up, buddy?
Nathan, how's it going?
Hey, that says evil.
Yep.
Oh.
Hey, we're on the radio. He learned that you can spell certain words backwards.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
When my dad was playing.
Did you know that mom spelled backwards is mom?
Yeah, of course.
Mom spelled backwards is mom. Hey, we're on the radio. Mm-hmm. This is Gary, Brother Gary.
The GJRB Online Network. Yeah, that's me. How you doing?
Say hi to Mr. Gary.
Hey, Gary.
How you doing?
Awesome.
All right.
What's up?
Go inside, okay? I'm still having this conversation, little brother. And I'm going to get the cooking going.
Fabulous.
I love this kid. He's a riot.
A riot?
Wow.
All right. No, sorry about that.
Oh he's the video game expert, isn't he? I heard that.
Yeah, he's my gamer. He's the I have two boys and a daughter, and both my boys are into gaming. But this one is this one could probably be an actual YouTuber.
Oh.
You put him on Twitch or something, do live streaming games. He loves this, and he's actually pretty good. And I have to pull out all the stuff when I play him in Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, we don't have a game system here, unfortunately, but I just that's another one of those things I would have to have time for, and don't think so. And I don't know, those are expensive, aren't they? How much does run now?
I actually got mine when it was on sale. I got a PS4, and I got it, I want to say, was it last Christmas? Yeah, it was last Christmas.
Huh.
So I did get it last Christmas, and it was on sale for like $200.
Wow.
And my reasoning for doing that was that, I could go out and get Time Warner Spectrum, get 500 channels, and complain that there's nothing on TV.
Yeah. Yeah, there
Well,
isn't.
Prior to that, the only thing I really watch is like Game of Thrones on HBO.
And I don't know. I've
You
been
know,
hearing
I
a
mean-
lot of stuff on this Game of Thrones. I've never watched it. I never watched an episode. I just hear about it. And
I got to tell you, you'll love it.
see, a friend of mine. This is back when they first came out with that PlayStation, and they had. I was more playing the sports stuff like golf, football, whatever, baseball. I got into that, but I never could really afford any of that. So I just, if I were to get one, it would probably be. I would probably want to get a golf game because I do like that.
Sure.
It's almost real. I mean, seriously.
With the way the graphics are on this stuff these days, it practically is. I mean, it's absolutely incredible, and the versatility of it in that you're literally like I have everything, all my streaming, everything on here. So while the upfront cost is a little pricey, yes, I'm not paying $120 a month for cable or anything else like that.
Yeah.
I realized my cost savings the first, 3 or 4 months? Because basically I have 3 streaming services, which is Amazon Prime, which during Christmas, that pays for itself with the free shipping.
Wow.
I have Hulu and I have Netflix, which is about $22 a month, and that's it.
Wow.
So I mean,
we've talked about
the upfront cost is a little something.
Dumping some of our cable
What's that?
because it's crazy. I mean, the price is going up, and we going to. And I think with the internet and all these streaming channels and everything like that, you almost can do without cable, seriously, and be able to have, Although I admit I'm a Cubs fan. I'm Pittsburgh. I like baseball. I always have since I was a kid.
Right.
And I wanted to be a pitcher, but I just wasn't allowed to play any sports. It's a long story. So I just kind of enjoyed baseball, and so that's the only thing I miss because it's hard to get a baseball game on stream. But
yeah, and that's and that's kind of one of the nice things about streaming because you have the ability to get and I'm not sure what there's like an MLB online package, which and it's funny because I like to tie everything to politics because in some way everything is.
yeah,
the market dictates what's going to sell, what's going to be, the next big thing and all that other goodness. And obviously there is a market for MLB. So they have their streaming service for stuff like that.
yeah,
And like I said, I'm not sure what the cost is on it, but if you are like a diehard baseball fan, the beauty of it is that it's there for you.
yeah.
And again, as with everything else, you have to prioritize. And I love wrestling, that whole WWE thing, but there's no way in hell I can afford that one. Just I don't watch it enough, even though I'm interested.
Yeah, I haven't followed wrestling since WCW. To be honest with you, it's been that long. Because it's
the
just,
Monday Night Wars.
yes, Vince McMahon and that other guy who just died here not too long ago. He was fabulous. I used to like him. I always liked the way he interviewed some of those guys. It was funny.
Oh, Mean Gene Okerlund.
Yeah,
yes,
Mean
he was so
Gene.
entertaining.
And Hogan was entertaining. All them guys were. Look at half of them are gone now. It's just hard to believe.
Right.
We had some
It's amazing how they went.
wow.
It really is amazing how a lot of them went too. I mean, because a lot of it was, heart disease and a lot of heart problems due to steroid use from the time.
Well, yeah. No,
Yeah.
look how big those guys were.
Well, look at the Ultimate Warrior. He looked like he was something straight out of a comic book.
Yeah. Yeah.
One day he gets inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame, and the next thing he's dropping over.
Yeah. It's amazing. Just that happened that fast.
Yeah. And I think it was Macho Man Randy Savage. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, he was the best. And not only that, he was doing endorsements for beef jerky for quite a while, wasn't he? I remember this commercial.
Right. Snapping to it. He actually had a pretty good career as a voice actor as well, because he did a lot of animated cartoons, just because he had that crazy voice.
Yeah.
And unfortunately for him, he had the same thing. He actually had a heart attack, and then his vehicle crashed into a tree. So when they did the autopsy, they actually figured out that he was already gone before the vehicle crashed.
Wow.
And they linked it to his use of steroids. You know, again, it's just terrible what these people put themselves to just to make a buck entertaining folks.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. So, what are you making on the grill today?
Today, it's chicken. I did a little marinade here.
Oh, did you?
It's a beautiful marinade. I got to recommend it to everybody. I picked it up when I was living out on Guam. Basically, what you do is you get yourself some boneless, skinless chicken thighs. And put it in a pot. Use I use about 2 cups of soy sauce, 2.5 to about 3/4 cup vinegar, 4 cups of hot water, sesame oil, salt and pepper, garlic and onion.
Wow.
You let that marinate for a few hours. Oh, man, that stuff is incredible. Get it on a nice low circular heat. You are good.
Sounds good. Wow.
I can't wait till one of my stores nearby brings back their Jack Daniels charcoal. All that stuff is incredible. That is some beautiful, beautiful stuff. But
wow. So what do you got planned? Are you going to be on Tuesday night?
Be definitely on again Tuesday night, 8:30.
This time your last
I might
show,
have to put on the show.
A little bit, because usually what happens is we do our supper like sometimes at 6:30, 7 o'clock. By the time I'm done and dishes are done, sometimes it's past 8:30. So sometimes I get in there and you're already on, and so I usually catch. And usually what I'll do is I'll just go back and play from the beginning. And like I said, I got this little closed circuit signal, and I schedule programs on that too. So usually I will replay that on the weekends. And,
I think that's absolutely amazing, the setup you got. I mean, just from the 9-foot tower and everything.
It just goes. What I mean by 9-foot is that it's just a little FM. Did you ever see those little things that plug into a iPod? It's like a little transmitter.
Yeah.
And I guess you can listen to stuff in your car that way. I don't have a car anymore, so I use it for a radio station. I just run my programs through it, and people only can hear it maybe at the end of the driveway. Once you get out of here, it's gone, kind of thing. So, I mean, I don't even know if people listen to this apartment complex. And I have to kind of watch it because, know it's some nosy so-and-so will report me to the FCC or something, but... Yeah,
Yeah, you gotta be careful with that. That is true. That's true. I've actually been toying with the idea of trying to do 2 shows a week, just because there's literally so much going on.
Yeah.
With everything from terrorist attacks, and I just want to say this as far as what happened in New Zealand. It's absolutely appalling that the American media here, the mainstream media, is trying to paint this guy as a Trump supporter. If you look at the excerpts of his manifesto, the guy described himself as an eco-fascist. And there's other words that I would like to use, but I'm not going to. I'm going to be a good boy today. But, between stuff like this, we got these socialist Democrats in Congress that have basically usurped the Democrat Party.
Yeah. As I've been calling it, the Democratic National Communist. That's pretty...
Exactly. So we got all that going on. You got people wanting to socialize things. You got people actually believing that this is somehow a good thing. And I've said this many times. Because everyone on the left is so worried about so-called social safety nets here. You know, it's my belief that in a civil society, we take care of those that cannot take care of themselves.